Over 80% of small businesses are already operating with exactly 0 employees. People who are netting $30,000 a month right now. And no, I'm not talking about becoming some elite programmer, writing code until 3 a.m. every night, or some Nepo baby venture-backed founder. I mean a single, regular person operating a simple little business from their laptop. And I've been doing this since 2016, and I've taught thousands of people online how to do this, but things have only become easier thanks to AI. And now there's a new business model where a single operator can handle lead generation, sales, project management, and fulfillment. So this video is going to show you what I do if I had to start again and how I'd structure the whole thing so it scales without becoming another exhausting job, because that's the real goal here. While everybody's scared of AI taking their jobs, I'm going to show you how to benefit and become the best operator out there. I'll even get into what to sell, how to get clients, what to automate, and what to outsource. So let's get into it. The very first thing I do is ignore most business advice online. Seriously, because most beginners start with the wrong question. They ask, what business should I start? But honestly, that's the wrong way to think about business completely. The better question here is, what expensive problem already exists? Because businesses don't pay for ideas, they pay to stop the pain. I mean, nobody hires a plumber, for example, because plumbing technology feels exciting, they think it's cool. They hire a plumber because water is pouring through the roof at 11 p.m. and it's ruining their hardwood floors, and they need the crisis gone immediately. Urgency creates demand. And that's exactly how you need to look at business. You're looking for companies that are quietly losing time, leads, and thousands of dollars every single day because of invisible operational chaos happening behind the scenes. And this isn't just a metaphor, it's backed by cold American psycho corporate math. I mean, look at this Harvard Business Review. It's a study of just how much damage a single hour of delayed response can do to a business. Customers are 6 times less likely to qualify as a lead than those who open within the first 5 minutes. Yet the average business takes over 24 hours to reply to a standard website form. So they're leaking clients, and your job is to find the leak. Slow replies, manual follow-ups, manual admin work, leads slipping through cracks, because once a business starts to feel operational pressure like that, the pain becomes expensive very quickly, and they want that solved. Now, this is the critical shift that you need to understand as an operator of one of these online businesses. You're not selling AI. Businesses don't care about automation stacks or your API endpoints. They don't want to hear how the sausage is made. They just want the sausage. All they care about is that you're providing a solution to their problem. That's it. And the biggest solution you can provide is either more revenue or saving them time, which ultimately leads to more revenue. That's all businesses actually care about. So when you show a business owner the exact math of how much capital they're throwing away on slow human systems, you aren't trying to convince them to buy a trendy side hustle, you're just handing them a structural utility that they can't afford to ignore. So find the leak is step 1, let's get into step 2, because once you isolate the specific operational leak that you want to target with your service, you have to make your offer painfully simple. And honestly, this is where most new operators almost always make the same fatal assumption. They think more complexity equals more value. So what do? They build a giant Frankenstein service package with 20 deliverables, endless revisions, custom work, and massive service menus, trying to solve every single problem on earth at the same time. And that business collapses before it even gains any traction, because the operational way of trying to solve all these problems at once is impossible to manage. So that's why if I was building this from scratch, I just focus on one repeatable offer that solves one painful problem extremely well. And it needs to be simple enough that the client understands it immediately. Simple enough that fulfillment becomes predictable and easy for you to do. Simple enough that every single project you deliver can run on a system without you needing to touch it. So it may be AI lead response systems for local businesses, or AI appointment booking for med spas, maybe cold email systems for SaaS companies, maybe AI intake automation for clinics, maybe content repurposing systems for creators already making long form videos. There's so much out there that you could offer when you're starting a business. You just need to choose on a specific solution to a specific problem. I mean, think about McDonald's for a second. McDonald's didn't become massive because every burger was some handcrafted creative masterpiece. I got a squashed one the other day. So it scaled because the process became repeatable. The kitchen became a system, and that's exactly what you want to do in your simple little business here. A repeatable machine. Because the simpler the offer, the easier it is to sell, fulfill, automate, outsource, and eventually scale without the business turning into chaos behind the scenes and you needing to put so much time into every single aspect of it. And honestly, this is another place where people massively overcomplicate things for no reason. They think, I need to become the expert first. But that's not really how modern internet businesses operate anymore. And a lot of people are still thinking, in very old school ways, pre-1992. So no founder, no operator with a little little laptop businesses doing the technical work themselves. They coordinate outcomes. That's operator work. And that's the same thing happening with AI businesses. You're not trying to become the greatest technician in the world. If you're like me, you probably don't have enough brain power to do so. Your role is to understand the client's problem, map out the system that solves it, and coordinate the right software tools and technical freelancers to deliver that outcome consistently. So that's the best way to build out a successful one-person business. But let's get into the AI side of things, because while things are still layered, as they have been for the last 15 years, AI is just turning this into an opportunity that's hard to ignore. And that's probably the most guru statement I'll make in this video, and I'm sorry for that, but it is true. Step 3 is to use AI as leverage, because AI completely changed the economics of running one of these businesses. Trying to scale a business under the old model without software leverage is like trying to spin 10 plates at once while someone throwing more plates at you from off screen. Eventually, your focus breaks and something crashes. A hot lead gets missed, a client proposal gets delayed, or a support request goes completely forgotten. And a few years ago, if you wanted to run a serious service company, you usually needed to be handling admin emails, have assistants managing calendars, replying to clients, copywriters creating content, sales reps following up the leads, and project managers keeping everything organized behind the scenes. And because you required a lot more people than you do now, it was much more difficult to scale. But now, one operator using AI tools can suddenly handle huge amounts of operational labor, many more clients than they could before, because it used to require entire departments and multiple agencies to service your little laptop business. But honestly, businesses don't need perfection, they just need outcomes. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. I mean, McKinsey recently reported that nearly 90% of organizations now use AI in at least one business function. So this is not some future trend anymore, it's already here. And honestly, AI works best anywhere operational friction exists inside the business. So I'd use tools like Claude for outreach drafts, proposals, research, meeting summaries, client updates. I'd use Make or NAN for backend automations, and a custom voice flow canvas connected straight to an API for lead qualification. Then use Loom for client updates to completely eliminate meeting drag. Here's what they used to look like. 6 people were hired full-time and a $12,000 monthly bill to pay. Now you're using a couple of tools, you're paying less than $200 a month. And that's the real shift happening now. And if you do this right, now it's just you running everything. But there's an asterisk next to this, which leads me to step 4. A one-person AI business does not mean you personally do everything yourself. That would be horrible, you'll burn out, and you'll limit yourself heavily. So you don't want to be a stressed out freelancer, personally clicking every single key and doing all of the technical labor yourself. If you do that, you haven't built a business, you've built a new job for yourself. Breakthrough shift in running a business with 0 employees but infinite scale, huge difference, because instead of building a traditional company with payroll, office overhead, and management layers, I'd build around freelancers instead, project-based, outcome-based. And this changes the economics of this business completely, because hiring employees too early is one of the fastest ways to destroy cash flow when you're small. Employees are fixed overhead, freelancers are variable, and you pay for output. So that changes the entire risk profile of the business. And honestly, this is already how a massive amount of internet businesses operate behind the scenes. No agency owner is personally editing the videos themselves. Most creators are not personally clipping all of their content, and most SaaS founders are not personally designing every asset or writing every line of copy. They coordinate specialists. That's the shift. So if I land a client needing AI automation for a law firm, I'm not sitting there configuring every webhook myself. I just deploy our pre-built system blueprint, and I pay one vetted Make specialist a flat contract fee to connect the client's specific CRM and set everything up. So what do I mean by this? You don't want to be somebody who offers everything under the sun to a client. If you walk into a client meeting offering to build their AI automation, script their TikTok reels, design their logos, and set up crypto trading bots, you don't look like a genius, you just look desperate. And it's easy to think you're being helpful in these situations by saying yes to everything, but to a premium client in the beginning of the relationship, a business that claims to do everything effectively does nothing well. So you instantly turn yourself from an elite operator into a commoditized low-tier freelancer begging for loose change. To own a business, you need to find your lane. Own one single brutal bottleneck and solve it better than anyone else. So if your offer is front-end lead intake automation, stick to that lane. The moment a client asks you to handle their graphic design or content creation, you don't scramble to do it yourself just to chase the dollar. Just say you can't handle that and pass it off for a commission to somebody else in your network. And this way, you keep yourself as a premium client and you grow a referral network that gives you commission anyway. So in reality, you're taking a short-term loss, but a long-term gain, okay? Back to my point, but let's look at the mechanics of how you actually source this technical infrastructure, because the internet's already solved the talent problem for you. Brilliant specialists are sitting on demand right now on platforms like Upwork Upwork for custom software engineering, Fiverr Pro for vetted asset design, and deep technical communities like Top Coder for elite automation builders. They're thirsty for your work, sitting, waiting online, and your job is simply learning how to assemble those isolated people into a functioning automated system. And that's why the role here is operator, not technician. You're the visionary putting the system together. Businesses don't have a talent shortage, they just have a coordination shortage and a time shortage. They just want someone to come in, solve the problem for them without giving them another task to do. So as the business owner, you need to coordinate the moving parts, communicate clearly between the freelancers and the clients, and translate that raw technical talent into actual business outcomes. So that's where the real value lives. Now, here's the thing that actually kills most businesses. It's usually not fulfillment problems, AI limitations, or competition, it's distribution. Nobody knows that you exist. So you can build the greatest restaurant in the world with amazing food, incredible service, and perfect atmosphere, but if nobody walks through the door, then the business still dies anyway. And that's the part that most beginners massively underestimate. They spend months obsessing over logos, websites, software, and back-end systems while completely ignoring the only thing that actually matters in the beginning of the business. And that's attention. That's putting offers out into the market. So if I was starting from scratch today, I just become obsessed with lead generation almost immediately, and that's the first thing that I would focus on. The business controlling attention usually wins, and honestly, if you look at most successful internet businesses right now, they usually dominate one acquisition channel extremely well before expanding. So some dominate YouTube, some dominate LinkedIn, some dominate cold email, and some dominate paid ads. And beginners usually make the mistake that I did in the beginning of trying to do everything at once, from paid ads to cold email to LinkedIn outreach and everything in between. And the result usually looks like somebody trying to dig 6 different wells looking for water, but never digging deep enough in one place to actually hit anything. And that's why nothing compounds. So if I was building this from scratch, I'd just pick one channel, just one, and build a repeatable acquisition system around it. Because honestly, most lead generation is not glamorous. It's just repetition, consistency, volume, following up when everybody else stops following up. And that's usually the difference. And AI massively reduces the amount of outbound. Research becomes faster, personalization, follow-ups, lead qualification, everything becomes faster. So the operator using systems suddenly moves 10 times faster than the operator doing everything manually, or even just outsourcing it too early to their team. So once that gap compounds over months, becomes extremely hard to compete with. And the second something works once, I'd systemize it immediately, because honestly, most beginners run their business completely out of their own head. They've got no documentation, they don't create standard operating procedures, training videos, and then automate it to virtual assistants. It's not possible to scale a business like that. I mean, just picture it, every new client means rebuilding the process from scratch again and needing to remember all the steps that you need to do every single time. Ultimately, you're going to forget steps, you're going to miss follow-ups, and you're going to explain the same thing repeatedly. And the whole business just starts to feel like duct tape holding together a leaky pipe. So that's why the second something works successfully once, I turn it into a repeatable system. If cold email works well for you, then automate it and scale it. Once you sort out onboarding, document it and scale it. Once you sort out the lead generation, the sales, the project management, and the communication between the clients and the freelancers, automate it. All you're doing is putting together step by step how things are done in your systems, and then handing it off to a virtual assistant for $5 an hour from the Philippines or something like that. And this is the other thing that people don't understand when they're getting started. Revenue is just vanity, okay? Cash flow is survival. So you'll see people online posting 100K months, but underneath the business is carrying massive ad spend, huge payroll costs, low margins, and operational chaos. And that's dangerous. A business doing 30K a month with strong margins, recurring retainers, low overhead, and not a lot of time from you putting into the business is often healthier than the business doing 150K a month while bleeding cash behind the scenes and the founder being super busy 24/7. So that's why I'd focus heavily on recurring revenue from the beginning and just focus on getting a few clients that'll bring you enough money to hit your target freedom income, because recurring revenue also changes the psychology of the business completely. Instead of restarting from zero every single month, you start building momentum. One client becomes 2, 2 becomes 5, and then 5 becomes 10. And suddenly the business starts behaving less like constant hustling and more like infrastructure quietly compounding underneath you. So in 2026, you still have the early advantage. It's possible to build up this one-person AI-focused business, but what you need to do is start right now. The window of opportunity that we have right now is very short. So this doesn't mean that a business is going to disappear quickly, but you do have a window to become one of the dominant players in the market. Grab your clients, retain those clients, and get recurring revenue coming in. Now you just need to find the right niche, and I've been blueprinting the exact pricing, software stacks, and conversion loops for the highest margin service and niche combinations right now. So check out this next breakdown to see exactly what kind of businesses you could start. Choose your lane before you write a single line of code. Choose one of these business blueprints and then get to work building.